But speaking, Matt and I were talking before you came into it. I wanted to ask you about this too, about fight promotion. There's a little bit of flack now going back and forth between Aljo Sterling and Cody Garbrandt. Because, Aljo wants to eventually fight him for the belt. And it got to a point, it was almost like when Conor and Mayweather, you know what I'm talking about? When Conor and Mayweather, where they were going back and forth, and he said, get in line, boy. Cody said this to Aljo. And he said, you can't get mad at the boy. And Aljo's like, unless you're KKK, stop calling me boy. It got to a racial place. And how do you feel about like pre-fight promotion like that, where a guy is saying something? Would that personally offend you? Would you go like, that's fucking out of line, or that's just pre-fight shit talking?
I mean, I don't like to try to take things on like a racial platform, but I could see where he's coming from. If somebody's calling you a boy and you're a freaking man, you know what I'm saying? Especially if it's like, in that kind of context, but like, it is what it is. I mean, from a fighter's perspective, beyond this whole racial thing, Aljamain he's hungry, man. He's a young lion and he wants to eat. And he's letting the champ know, like, yo, man, like, I want to scrap, so you're sitting there talking all this waiting in the line stuff, and I'm talking about fighting,
Yeah.
So I don't know what the hell you're talking about, I get it.
Yeah, the same thing happened with Conor and Floyd. They went after Conor.
Well, the only thing that's saving Cody is his clip of hanging with the boys.
Yeah.
He likes to say boys.
He does.
He said
does.
boy and boys. That might be saving him.
It is different.
We don't have that clip.
Boys, boys is different.
Do we have that clip? Because I fucking love it.
It's very different.
Even if you put the remix on, I need to hear him say it.
But I don't. By the way,
Did you ever see that clip of the hanging with the boys? Well, then you have to hear it. It's so great. He's drinking at an Ultimate Fighter house. I'm sorry, Jimmy.
That's okay.
You probably have something way more interesting
No,
to say than what I'm saying now. So he's drinking with them at. I don't even know if he's drinking, but everybody's drinking at the Ultimate Fighter house, and they kept going to clips him. And every time he looked at the camera, or else he'd be saying, "Yo, hanging with the boys."
Didn't his girlfriend say something to him too?
Oh, she's funny. It was kind of cute. She's just like, "You're acting like a douche."
Yeah, he was a little
It was
tank.
fucking funny. You got it? Listen to this.
Hanging with the boys. Where's Guida and that sexy Lexi? I want a sexy Lexi. I'm man. You know it. Hanging with the boys. Hanging with the boys. Good. Good. We're hanging with the boys.
It makes me want.
I'll say one thing, man. I don't think Cody's about that life.
I don't either.
About ignorance. And
I don't
like
either.
that. He's just a wild dude, man.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. No, I don't think he's meaning it to be hateful. He's a nice guy.
Listen, Aljo's my guy. He literally is. I love Aljo, and I like Cody a lot. I don't think Cody.
I do. I don't.
Sometimes it could just come out when it's like, hey, boy, you're trying to disrespect somebody, but
sometimes you're just talking shit.
Yeah.
It just happens.
It's kind of like I'm here, I'm the champ. You get in line, boy. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Kind of like a you're not on my level kind of thing.
Yeah.
I get it.
I think Aljo's just like, you never. The only problem is Aljo's funny though. Aljo's like, you're not calling in all your beefs with TJ Dillashaw and Dominic. I don't think I heard boy once. So I'm like, all right, Aljo. Once I'm like, no, he's not like that. But I don't think Cody's like that.
I think sometimes when you're just talking shit to fight, people just say things, and it
and other times you're just hanging with the boys.
Other times that's what you're doing.
Can't stop. Once I hear it, it's in my fucking head.
I understand
and it annoys
that.
the shit out of everybody around me.
No, it doesn't annoy me.
It does, Jimmy, because
No,
I'm
it
going to say
doesn't.
it 10 more times before we're out.
I would love you to say it 12. No, what was it like growing up there? Was it a safe upbringing, or was it like one of those ones you're either going to go one direction or the other?
You either go in one direction or the other.
Really?
And it's pretty. When you get shot out the gun, you're pretty much geared to go in one direction. Yeah. If you can veer that bullet off, then you're pretty strong.
Yeah. Did you have times where you thought like you might not go down the right? Because it's hard if everybody around you is doing a certain thing. It's kind of hard to not fall into it.
No, I fell into the same thing that was available in my environment. That's all you do. You know what I mean? Like,
how did you get out of that?
Oh, man, like it just had that. Like,
routine?
it took me getting like locked up again and again and again. It took me going to work and just realizing that I'm on the train with the same people, the same time every morning, and I was like, wait a minute, man. Something's not right here.
Now,
I don't want to do this.
Would you get locked up as like something violent, a fight, or a?
I mean, it was just like when I was younger, I didn't have a lot of money, so like there was a lot of drug dealing going on and stuff like that. So I got involved.
Look at you
in stuff.
turning your life around.
Yeah, man.
That's an inspiration in itself. Now you're headlining a UFC fight night.
I know.
Would you fight when you were locked up? I got locked up for 1 day only. This is why I pay my taxes. I spent 27 hours in the Tombs, and I'm like, I'm not going to survive here.
Wait, why
I
did you?
can't do it.
What happened there,
It was a
Jimmy?
radio stunt. Me and Louis Black were in a cell together. It was a radio stunt. There was a bunch of naked girls on a bus, and we got too close to Clinton's parade route. It was a whole thing. And Giuliani had us arrested. It was 27 hours. But they put us in the Tombs
Naked
just to break
girls
our
on
balls.
a bus getting there. That got me both horny and scared at the same time.
We were literally just calling into the radio show.
That's called bullpen therapy.
Yeah, it worked too because
Did you burn your clothes? I always do. I always did.
Oh no, I guess because
They stink.
They do,
Yeah.
No, but I remember being grateful I didn't have to shit because there was no door on the thing, and one of the guys was giving me advice like, no, what you got to do the way is you take toilet paper and you roll it up and you shove it in there to stuff. I'm like, I don't want to live like this. This is not the way to go.
That's not good.
But there were guys in there that were so comfortable, so comfortable being locked up. A guy was yelling at the guard for his cheese sandwich, and I'm like, that guy is relaxed is here as I am at home. That's a scary thing. So I'm like,
and you get thousands and thousands of people who think like this.
and they do, and they're not afraid when they're there.
Well, maybe he was just a delicious
getting out.
cheese sandwich.
They're not. Well, the two, a lot of these guys. The one thing that saved us.
Thank you, Chris.
The one thing that saved.
This is the really delicious apple.
It probably was.
I actually heard a homeless guy in there. He was like, he kept going to the CO. He was like, I was promised another sandwich. And he kept saying it all night long, all night long. And then
sandwich.
he got a sandwich and we got him out the cell. You know, he was making too much noise.
Just being loud. Do you see fights in there? And the two people that usually don't fight a lot of times because they just go in to see the judge. Nobody wants any extra trouble.
I mean, if it's a fight over the phone. But like that's intake, you know. So the Tombs is intake. That's not. It doesn't start happening until you get to. And that's not even the Tombs. The Tombs is a different kind of lockup. Bullpen therapy, central bookings is when you go to that kind of thing that you're talking about. We go cell to cell until you reach the courtroom. It doesn't start happening until you go to the Tombs. You go to the boat. You go to Rikers Island. You know, that's where people are kind of stationary. You know, and then the people start praying on the week, and that's when you start to see.
Did you go to Rikers? Did you ever go to Rikers?
Oh yeah.
And how long were you there for? What's the longest time you did?
9 months.
All right, that's a while on Rikers. And so, how far into that did you realize? All right, I got to fight this guy.
Oh no, you got to do that right away. You know.
You do.
Oh, right away. I mean, like because people are praying on the week. And
Can't get punked in there, no?
If you get punked the first day, you're gonna have a long road, man. The rest of the way.
What's the way that somebody tried to punk you? Like, how do you know? How do you know that? Okay, a guy is trying to do this, even though he may not seem on the surface.
Somebody might just sit right next to you, and they might just bump your leg like this, and if you don't do nothing, then they'll start going, yo, man, what's going on? They'll start putting their fingers in your pocket. It's very intrusive.
Got to break a jaw, Jimmy.
You got to do something.
So
man.
if a guy bumps your leg, do you say
you
something?
got to bump him back and be like, yo, what's up, man? You know, you got to knuckle up. You got to do something, man. You gotta let people know in that kind of environment. And I don't like to talk about this a lot, but since you asked, if you're in that environment, you gotta let people know that you're a little freaking crazy. You know what I'm saying? And once you do that, once you've established dominance, then people are like, okay, that's not gonna be an easy target. Let me leave him alone. So every once in a while, you gotta flip out.
I wouldn't have handled it well. I would have said, sir, I'm sure it was inadvertent, but your leg bumped mine. Let's avoid that if we can.
See, that's not bad as long as you would hit him afterwards, you know?
No, I don't want to hit him afterwards. I don't punch very hard. But I'm fascinated by that because there's like, you know, the ability to survive in that situation. It's not an easy place.
I don't want to say that what the choice is that you'd have to make in there, Jimmy.
I know what the choice would be. Believe me, I would be the only survival mechanism if I was would be being funny. That's the only shot.
Oh, not the only.
Well, no, I mean before that one,
Jimmy.
I trust me. Do you don't think I know that they would cut out a mop and make me wear it on my head and fucking hustle for cigarettes? I understand.
Fresh fish.
Yeah, I know.
Jimmy comes in.
I wouldn't be allowed to stand when I urinated. I understand.
If I was in their cell with you, I'd protect you, Jimmy.
I appreciate
They'd
that.
have to get through me.
I appreciate
and
that.
I'm not touching anybody.
You're a good friend.
All right.
I do appreciate that.
That's something good that was something bad that you go through in life, and as long as you use it to turn it around like I'm doing right now, like I talk to a lot of my younger students and a lot of the youth about things like that so that they won't repeat those kind of mistakes. You know, that's no place for anybody to be. It's not cool in there. It's not fun.
Yeah.
It's a thing of the past. It's something that like I don't advise anybody to
But
go
to
into.
read the situation, and also like to read other people's intentions really well. Like, I never would have thought that was a problem if a guy did that because I just wouldn't read that right.
Well, just being in a certain environment, you know, being introduced to a raw environment teaches you how to read people. You don't need to be locked up to learn how to read people. Yeah. I mean, you can be in a good environment and learn how to read people if your parents gave you the proper upbringing, you know? I mean, so that's how I see that.
Yeah, I read people well in a different way. You know, I sense violence very well because I'm not good at it. So I've learned how to walk away from it very quickly. Like I can sense when it's happening.
That's good.
Yeah.
It's like a spider sense.
Yeah. Very, very, very good.
Vagina sense.
Kind of,
yeah. Get me out of here.
Yeah.
Get me out.
Fight or flee. Oh, no, it's what is
Fight
it?
or flight.
Fight or flight, yeah.
But that's kind of a similarity, though, I feel like, between fighting and comedy in the sense that you have to be able to read a situation quickly.
Why is the guy
sense
talking
energy, whatever? Right?
Why is the guy talking in the front row?
Yeah.
Why is that guy heckling? Is he being a piece of shit? Or is he literally trying to have fun? Or is he mad at me because his girlfriend is... You do have to make those quick judgments, but it's not the same as being locked up on Rikers.
No, I'd imagine not.
Comedy is just a reiteration of truth, man. As long as you can make people understand something and kind of put it in a twist, then you got them, man.
Yeah, that's why they get mad at you sometimes, too. They don't like whatever truth you're saying that you think is the truth that they don't think is the truth. It gets ugly.